This is Formula SAE Fastcast, the official podcast of the Formula SAE series. Hey guys, welcome to Fastcast, the Formula SAE podcast. I'm Mike Sorg, podcast and video producer for SAE CDS series, and we're back with a follow-up for we did a what to expect podcast series earlier in the season. And I have Ryan Good with me as well to follow up on that. How you doing, Ryan?
Hey, Mike, thanks for having me back.
Of course, Ryan's the University Programs Coordinator of Formula SAE. We are fresh off of Formula SAE Michigan and everything that's happened out there, and warming up a little bit, of course. If you joined us out there, it was a little chilly. So a classic Michigan weather for this time of year, I suppose.
Yeah, it's never a 10-day forecast. It's a 10-minute forecast.
That's about right? The biggest thing, as you know, this is my fourth year with the crew here with the SAE CDS series, and you never know what's going to happen from year to year. You never know what teams are going to be in the top 10, top 5, who's going to come out and who's not going to make it. And we were fully going to do a podcast about what these guys did, what they got out of Formula Michigan in their first year with the competition. We have our friends from Alabama A&M University, AMU Motorsports, with us, and I think it's still worth discussing. It didn't go as planned, but they learned a lot, and we're very excited when I talked to them during the competition.
Yeah, so the thing is, when teams show up at this site, you never know what you're going to expect. Everything comes up, and you prepare for the worst, but you're ready for the best. So after Alabama A&M University did show up on site, this is their second year at the competition. Last year didn't go as planned for them, and they did learn a lot in their second year. Same suit, but they did once again learn a lot by being on site. And so we had team captains on the phone with us. We have Datun, we have Arby on, and we have next year's captain, Kashta. So how's it going, guys?
Hey, how's it going?
How's everyone doing today?
So we're just going to kind of break down the whole event from you guys. I know when you guys showed up on site, you came up to me and you guys were saying that you guys did have some issues, so you never even unloaded your Formula One car this year. Talk to me about what happened, guys.
Yeah, so we had some engine difficulties. Mostly our intake and our wiring harness. They weren't really cooperating with us, and we weren't able to get the engine fully running. So we were left with just not being able to participate in any of the racing events as well as the presentation events, just to keep our car as a first-year vehicle in case next year we have to fall back on this car.
Oh, no, that sounds like a great idea for you guys. Kind of keep everything going, keep learning from everything that's going on with that same vehicle. So a very smart decision. But you guys, while you were there, yeah, you didn't get to pull your car out, but you guys were still able to pull yourselves out onto the event site. So tell me about your experiences while you guys were out there throughout the week.
Well, for me and Datun, this is our second year, so we were still learning. And for us, it was basically showing the new people like Kashta and people that didn't get to come up here last year what to expect, how the event's going, how they be scored. I know prior to traveling up to Michigan, we talked to them a lot about the scoring events, and if we were to present in the static events, how it would be scored and what the judges are looking for. And so our main goal for going up to Michigan this year was to receive as much data as we can for next year. So we're on top of the ball next year, and we won't have any letdowns or any drag behinds. We'll just keep rolling and keep being better.
Okay. So your main goal was to collect as much data as you guys possibly could. Talk to me about who you were able to collect data from.
Yes. So when we went to the cost event, one of the judges there was very helpful. She let us know the whole deal about the first year team, and so that was great. And she actually reviewed what we've sent in, and she said we did very well. Just a few minor things. And again, that comes with us being first year, and so she let us know what are they looking for, and what a great cost report looks like to be sent in from a reoccurring Formula SAE team. The design was basically us going around and to other teams like Alabama, and I know I talked to I think Brazil, and they just gave us heads up about what the judges are looking for in the design reports and the presentations, and how we should conduct ourselves throughout those reports, and it was very helpful.
So there's a new presentation scenario that was presented this year as well to all teams. What did you guys get a chance to review that? What did you guys think about that?
Yeah, I was able to review the presentation scenario. It was I didn't really work much with the presentation last year, but the scenario this year, the one that was presented to us, it really uh, included an aspect that was outside of just like the construction phasing of it, and taking into consideration if this was a real business. If it wasn't like if it was a real business, just taking into consideration the business aspect of it and what would be required if you were actually trying to expand your business into other areas. And just I know there was a part where we were talking to the judges as if they were investors, and how we needed to them to help us embark on this new part of our journey. And so uh, I know we didn't have many business majors on our team, but it really ingrained the fact that we should branch out at our university to find other degrees and other people who are interested, so that they can also help us excel in that area.
I actually got a chance to talk to other teams about the presentation scenario as well, and they went out and recruited some business marketing majors for their team because they realized that aspect of the competition needed something outside the engineering focus and more on let's present this in a business manner. So a few of the teams went out and got it, and they were able to succeed very well with that event because of that. But so you guys got to go a little bit through your cost event. I was there watching you guys as you were speaking with Susie, who is the event captain in Michigan, and I saw her giving you guys some feedback. So you guys also, did you guys get a chance to go out and observe the brake, noise, tilt, acceleration, skid pad, etc.? Did you guys get a chance to go out and view those areas too?
Yeah, we were able to review those. I mean, to view those events. I know I particularly looked at the noise test, and I was able to see Stuttgart and what they were going through. I know they had some difficulty during theirs, and also some of the autocross, I believe it was. And I know you know that we helped volunteer at the endurance event, and that was really an eye opener for us, especially since they brought the track in field, and just seeing the new course and seeing cars maneuver through that. It was really eye opening experience.
That's good. I got to go out there a couple times and take a view of a few of these different areas. I know with acceleration, we had a couple teams come in and surprise us, and a few teams were kind of struggling with this area, but it was a great experience. I can tell you guys were actually out there. I was getting to see you, and actually, Datoon, you came up to me and you requested if you could actually go out there and volunteer on the endurance course this year with your whole team. So you guys all, I believe, is 9 of you. Were able to get out there and see this new endurance course that SAE is presenting at Michigan. I know our captains were very excited about this, and a lot of the students were excited. So tell me, Arbion, I believe you were out there as well. Tell me about any challenges that you see with this course or what you liked about it.
Well, one thing I liked about it was the maneuvering part of the course. Um, I saw that a lot of teams had trouble. I think we was at turn 8, and they had a lot of trouble there. I know some teams came around the corner. I don't know what the technique was there, but I know a lot of them were a lot of stop and start around that corner. I saw one team. Um, I don't think their axle held up really well, and so I got back with our advisor and our team, and um, saying, I saw some parts on the course where it could put a lot of stress and strain on the car, and uh, what could we do to not let that happen for our car, since we have ample amount of time to fix it and work on it. And then the other part was just the general competition of the race. I'm a very competitive person, so I like to see. I love to see all the passing lanes and how aggressive the drivers were, and how they took on the course strongly when they got comfortable with the course around their second and third lap, and when their tires warm up, and it was pretty fun. It was a great experience for us.
That's good. I mean, I was watching a lot of these times as they were going down lap after lap as a lot of drivers got comfortable with it. But Costa coming back next year as a team captain and viewing this new endurance course, how's your team preparing for it next year?
Well, the opportunity to go to the competition was uh, probably one of the best events I've ever been to, engineering competition wise. We took a lot of notes, mental notes, physical notes. We talked to a lot of different teams about their designs, about how they prepared for the event, how they organized their teams. And I'd probably say that last one was probably one of the most beneficial parts to our experience because it showed us how not necessarily every team that had the strongest car or the best engines was performing well in the competition. It really mattered on how the team was organized, how well they were prepared, and a lot of times the driver was a good key for that. Basically, everyone on the team knew how the car operated. We talked to one team in particular, and the team leader was informing us about all the different sections of the car. She may not have worked on each one of those sections, but she was able to um, tell us from another team, another school, about every single aspect of the car. And I'm sure every one of her other team members could do it as well. So going in this year, we're gonna break down our sections more in depth and try to um, create more leadership in our roles so we can teach incoming students more so.
Going to Datoon and Arbion, one of you guys, last year was your first year here. All right, and I know, like I said, we talked about your struggles last year, and going to year two, what did you guys learn this year as compared to year one?
For me personally, since last year, it was a collaboration effort, and a lot of the work was done solely by the China team since they were overseas, and it was hard to kind of communicate with them. This year, having to do everything ourselves, we did realize how much time and work goes into this, and we do commend all the different universities, all the different teams on being able to bring a functioning car out there with them. And we're really hopeful and really confident that next year will be our time to actually compete and just to see how much of our work will produce in terms of the presentation events and all the other racing events. And so this year, this year that we just concluded and all the work that we did do, we are proud of ourselves, even though we weren't able to reach the goal that we had set. Uh, but we're going to come back next year stronger. We're going to come back next year having set out a plan and doing our utmost to stick to that plan and being able to meet our deadlines so that come May we're in Michigan competing, we're in Michigan excelling, and just uh, learning and speaking with the other teams about all the processes and all the work that was done to get to that point.
Yeah, I know each team puts in a lot of work every single year, and it's absolutely amazing the amount of detail that goes into each step in the process. And I know you guys were on top of everything, and a few things were out of control or out of your control whenever you got the site. And I know you guys are going to be returning next year. You guys want to come back full force next year, Datoon and Arbion. So, Datoon, tell me what are your plans to put forth for next year?
My plan specifically, knowing Costa's coming on and stepping into that leadership position, I plan to help him as much as possible. Just because Arbion and I know all the work that it took this year and all the more work it's going to take to actually get to where we want to be. So just helping Costa in his position to correctly delegate and correctly prioritize what needs to be done so that we can learn as well as correct any issues or mistakes that may have been made along the way last year. And so I'm really committed to helping Costa uh, to the best of my ability and just prioritizing my time as well as his time so that we can all get this car built and get this car competing in Michigan next year.
Kosh, as the new team captain, what changes do you plan to put forth for next year with your team?
For the team is to have more leadership from its members and not have just one person um, or two people like RV and the Datoon, they took on a lot of different roles. They had a big responsibility working the competition for us. And sometimes, I'm guilty of it as well. I didn't know what was going on with our team, and a lot of the other members sometimes didn't even ask. And so you have to ask when you're on the team. You have to be hungry for the competition. So this year, I want to have like the team we went with to Michigan this past competition. I want them to be promoted um, in our organization. So that way, when new people are recruited for our team, they can understand what's happening with competition because we've all been there now. And so that's one of the biggest things that RB and Datoon are to me right now. They're my mentors because they've been in the competition for 2 years. And the past year, they were able to tell me what to expect at the competition. So now that we had all these other people at the competition with us from the last time, they can come in and help mentor the next group coming in. And so one of the questions I always ask the teams when we went to talk to them at the trailers where their cars were, I asked, "How long were you guys in SAE, or how long has this team in particular been uh, participating in the competition?" And I was surprised. Some people would say like, "This is their third year with this team, and maybe they've been in SAE since the '80s or 10 years, 20 years." So Alabama A&M is new to the scene, and I hope that we can continue to participate. And so to do that, we have to make sure we're setting up a legacy for the next incoming SA team. So that's my biggest thing to do right now.
When I got to run into you guys seem to be all over the place. Actually, I did see you guys all over the place, but you seem to be getting, we talked about you were involved in the endurance race and a lot of other events in the volunteering side of things. But you guys seem to be having a lot of fun and actively absorbing things, as we talked about a lot. And I know one or two of you mentioned the scale of this thing, some of the first timers for this year. What was kind of the coolest experience you had on your end of things, whether it be something with the sponsors or something around one of the races?
Well, for me, one of my best experiences is I think I talked to Brazil like I don't know 3 or 4 times of your competition, and it was just very welcoming. Um, they were very helpful. They welcomed me basically with open arms. It's basically the camaraderie of other teams helping you and like the announcer announcing, what teams need and what they're looking for. Even though this is a competition, it presents itself as a family. SAE is basically a population of good-hearted people just wanting to see other people do well um, and wanting to see themselves do well, and it's really an eye-opening experience for me, even to see it twice again this year. It's like, wow, I'm at a competition where everybody's competing against each other, but still are wanting themselves and other schools to do well, and it's experience that I think every engineer should experience.
And if I might add on to that, one of the things that I really enjoyed was you guys know that RB and I had come to the competition last year. So just bringing on these new members and allowing them to see this atmosphere, we had a lot of people say that it was really an eye-opening experience, and it was really an event that they didn't expect it to be that enjoyable, and they knew it was a competition. They didn't expect it to be that, as I already said, to be like a family, and everyone was so helpful and trying to spread as much knowledge as they could to see everybody succeed. And so I know a lot of our members who were here last year are really excited about the opportunity to come back next year and work so that they can also be a part of that family that spreads knowledge and succeeds with everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are right. Out there at these competitions, everyone thinks it's every man for himself, every team for themselves. But the way you guys all work together is just it's pretty amazing. I mean, each team, if they need something, another team's willing to step up and help you guys out in any way possible. And I appreciate and love hearing how you guys are able to walk around and ask different teams questions and them to give you guys feedback like that. It's a learning opportunity more than it is a competition opportunity. So just getting to hear the feedback in which you guys are giving us now. And truthfully, to Alabama A&M University, I'd like to say congratulations to you guys coming back after year one, even year two, being solely by yourselves. Like you said last year, you guys collaborated with China, and you guys going by yourselves, getting the car prepared, getting all the documents put in, and all of them be accepted and approved. It's
Guys, it's awesome to hear your experiences here from the being a team that didn't run a car but still got so much out of the Michigan competition with Formula SAE. Thank you so much for doing this follow-up show with us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Awesome. So go follow them. Keep an eye out for them in the next year's competitions on the leaderboards, of course, because we know they're going to get out there. Ryan, any final words?
No, just looking forward to seeing you guys again next year. I love to communicate with you guys throughout the year, and with you guys being a first-year team last year, and with me being with the organization the first time last year, it was a good opportunity to kind of watch a team start from the beginning and go to the extent that you guys did. I mean, like I said, I congratulate you guys on everything you've done so far, and I look forward to seeing a car out there next year.
Excellent. And of course, coming up here, if you're joining us around the release of this show, we have Formula North and Lincoln coming up here in the next weeks, I guess, at this point, by the time you're probably hearing this, or you're on the way to one or the other. Please give us any feedback, if you have any thoughts, or hey, if you got any tips for these guys, drop them a line too. We'll pass along. And until next time, please stay safe out there. Thanks for listening to Formula SAE Fastcast. As always, we want to hear from you, so email us at formulasae@sae.org. The show notes for this episode can be found at www.fsaeonline.com. Stay safe, and we'll catch you next episode.